Yo, we were talking about this. Actually, we didn't talk about it on Brilliant, but some people are thinking about moving out of America.
Yes. What do you think about that?
I'm looking at Spain.
Is this a different reaction than remember when like Rosie O'Donnell and like who was the other lesbian Ellen? Like they're like, I'm leaving the country, and then I think they ended up coming back. Or do you think this is fundamentally different, like people reacting to what is happening and them not feeling comfortable?
Yeah, I think the latter. Because it's like, you're just looking at the direction things are going in, and it's like, and he's getting more and more brazen with the stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's low-key scaring me.
Yeah.
And I think the economy is going to collapse because right now, we don't want to get political, but whatever. Like, the way we went after Venezuela, China can go after Taiwan, and we can't say shit. And if that happens and NVIDIA stock gets affected, our whole stock market collapses.
That's the thing I don't understand about Taiwan. And I understand that these systems are complex and like Taiwan doesn't just, we had, what's his face on here on this pod? Oh man, what was his name? Geopolitical expert, Indian guy. Yeah. Fareed Zakaria. And he was saying how like, he was saying like these chip processing places, like they rely on 15 different countries to even execute the chip. Like this country doing this thing and this country doing that thing. So it's not just them. But it is shocking to me that chip processing, that our entire stock market is kind of relying on the same way that during like the .com era, the stock market was like really heavily dependent on these .com stocks, these tech stocks. It is crazy to me that like we would allow it to exist in this foreign country that could be invaded at any point in time. That we wouldn't try to shift that over here. And maybe that's what they're trying to do now, but like
difficult. It
just
must
pick up the machine and bring it over here.
Bro,
like, well, how is that?
It must be that difficult. And imagine if you have something and you're the only place in the world that can do that shit, you're not giving that up to nobody.
You might give it up to the people that are making sure that you're not Chinese. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, but
so you're really concerned about like economic downturn.
Yeah.
Now the question would be, where would you go? Because I imagine these other places aren't like impervious to the negative effects of a global economic collapse.
Yeah, but there's a lot of places in Europe that like they kind of don't get involved with this shit. Like Spain is one of these places like, yo, do your thing. We're not involved. Like, leave us alone. And they're not like, of course, everybody's going to be affected, but I think the euro will hold up a little bit more than the dollar will.
I don't know. Again, I don't know enough, but like
Yeah,
I think
I don't
that
know
like,
enough,
look,
but-
if the American economy takes a massive, massive hit, we're the biggest consumers in the world, bro. The whole world does not want that to happen.
That's true.
So it's like, well, what the fuck? Like if every other country that's making shit all of a sudden doesn't have their biggest buyer, what is that? What happens to their economies?
I'd rather be in a place where people are used to getting by with less.
Well, that's a decision that you can make for sure, which is like
here is
change
gonna
your
get,
lifestyle.
It's gonna get a little crazy.
You think it's gonna get a little crazy?
I think it's
really.
Yeah.
And would there be a place here that you would consider going? And it doesn't have to be like some bougie ass place, but just like a community that you're like, you know what, this is kind of insulated. I like the lifestyle here. I like how people live, and I don't think it will be as reliant on tech stocks that are all.
I don't know of any. Like, can you think of any?
Yeah.
Where?
I mean, you could probably go upstate. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I guess.
I mean, there's probably tons of places that you could go to where, these are just like nice insulated communities. Matter of fact,
yeah, but why would you still cold upstate? It's still like, yeah.
Oh, you want some good weather.
Yeah,
too.
like if I'm gonna pick some place,
So you
let me pick
really
some place.
just looking for an excuse to leave America and you're trying to blame it on the economy.
It's looking a little. It's not looking good.
Yeah. Well,
but it's not like I'm trying to. I want the option. If shit goes down, I want to be able to.
And
so
what does shit go down look like to you?
I don't know. Honestly, the stock market collapsing and then people being hungry and then fighting crime.
Oh, you're worried about like violent uprising.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes things very difficult.
It's already pretty tight and no one's doing anything to make things better.
Bro, it's it is a concern. I didn't think about like violent uprisings because of like economic downturn.
Yeah.
I thought about violent uprisings because of like systemic issues and like fighting for people's rights and fighting for their livelihood. Like that's something that I think that we've seen in our lifetime. But simply from the point of like we need food and we're gonna go attack something,
because it's like
that's a
motherfuckers are getting fired with AI, and it's going to keep happening.
So that's
faster and faster.
Okay, so that's the thing, right? Like the existential crisis of AI.
Yeah.
Everybody is concerned about that. Like there's these conversations about entry-level jobs. I'm sure you've heard of.
Yeah, but now it's even white-collar jobs.
Of course. But like, I think what at least from what I've read, a complete casual to this, but like they're saying that it could wipe out 30 to 40% of entry-level jobs. Meaning like the assistant work or like, a junior editor, for example, instead of, organizing files and setting up these different editing documents, you can have your, I guess, Claude potentially organize it for you, et cetera. So that would limit 100%.
And then Anthropic released something the other day that says like, oh, coding jobs, doctors, law assistants or whatever, like jobs you have to go to college for.
Yeah. So here's my question. Here's my question about that. This is not the first time that there's been like transformative technological advancements. There's no question that there's going to be a period where like people are going to lose jobs, but hasn't history shown us that like other jobs will sprout up around the technological advancement? So I like computers come around and they wipe out whatever the fuck they wipe out. But now you have all these computer technician jobs. You have people that are creating new types of computers. You have competitive coding companies that are like trying to develop, more sophisticated programs. Does that also continue? And do the jobs just shift in that direction?
Potentially, but I think it's going to happen to too many people too quickly. And there's not going to be enough of the new jobs available for all the people out of work.
Right. And that also could be the case.
I just can't see a world where we create enough new jobs for everybody to pivot to.
Right.
And when that happens, our country already fights over how much taxes we pay and handouts, this and that, and socialism. Like, I don't think we're coming to the help of people.
Well, I mean, that's going to be the circumstance where it's just like people are going to need money to survive. And the economy is going to need liquidity to survive. And by liquidity, I mean like people are going to need to buy things.
Yeah, you can pump some money into the economy for a while. But
so does it end up being like that universal basic income situation where it actually, they're not doing it because they're like, oh, we're worried that you're hungry. They're doing it because they're like, Apple still needs to sell phones. Right? Yeah. And we still need to make sure that there's money being exchanged in this economy.
But think about the resentment that's going to build between people who work and people who get the free money.
Well, what's the
resentment?
resentment?
We already have the resentment right now for people on fucking welfare.
Yeah, but I feel like go Miles.
The U of UBI would be universal. Everyone gets paid.
Yeah, but it's still like the people at home not working versus the people who work. Even if you get the extra money, there's still going to be some resentment. It's like,
but their lifestyle at home is not going to be the lifestyle of the person who has
that's
a career.
The same thing that's happening right now to people on food stamps, and people still complain about those people.
Yeah, but that's whack, bro. Like I don't think like really wealthy people are worried about people on food stamps or thinking about them.
Do you listen to politics? They complain about them all the time.
Yeah,
people leeching off the government.
Yeah, but I don't think
2 or 3 kids and staying at home.
I don't think those are the wealthy people. I think those are politicians that are representing people who are disenfranchised.
Yeah.
So I think they're representing voices that are like far more impoverished than like the billionaires. The billionaires aren't even thinking about that. Yeah. They're like, it's not my money that goes to the food stamps. I'm hiding my money.
I'm talking about the infighting amongst the
100%.
lower middle class. That's where the fight is going to happen.
Listen, I've like read stuff about it, and all of this stuff seems like a potential plausible outcome. But I'm also in this place right now where I think right now, because things are so bad that many people have a very negative outlook on America. So what trends and what gets views is America bad. I.e., if you look at like any, this is a bad example, but like when the war first started with Iran, the videos that were getting all the views were America's going to lose. And I think that not only is that interesting because you're probably like, oh shit, I thought we had the strongest army. How the fuck are we going to lose? I think there's maybe also a part of it which is like, well, fuck, what the fuck is America doing? You're like, I don't know if it feels deserved, but like there is that like, it's not a nihilistic standpoint, but there is this viewpoint that's just like it's negative, and we are. trying to find a way to frame it where it's like, it's not like we want America to do bad, but because things don't look good, we're looking to confirm that feeling we have. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
So sometimes I at least try to treat the existential crisis content with a little bit of skepticism, where I'm like, is this real, or is creating a YouTube video about how AI is going to destroy all the jobs just the thing that gets the most views?
Got you.
You know what I mean? Because
I feel like I approach it that same way. I just would like, just in case it is, to have an option.
Be prepared.
That's my
I think
thing.
that's smart.
Yeah.
You want your bunker, whatever your version of the bunker.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
That's
then when
why
you see,
I got my concealed carry license.
You ready to bang out.
I don't know what the fuck is gonna go down. Just
that's
in
another
case.
thing. It's like when you see the rich people building bunkers, like we allowed to be suspicious too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. So, but you do get where I'm coming from, where it's like, if the content is satisfying the feeling, and I think that's kind of like how the internet works. It's like however people feel, the content, like content is oftentimes audience capture. So it's like when Timmy Chalamet is the coolest guy on the planet, all the videos were, look how cool shit Timmy Chalamet is. Look how amazing his outfits are. Look how awesome his movies are. Look how dedicated he is to his craft. And then when it's, Timmy Chalamet sucks and he shouldn't have done that, now you see all the same creators doing content about how he sucks.
No, I understand.
So in a lot of ways, I think that like the content creation is a reflection of what people feel, not the other way. Whereas back in the day, before you knew what views were, like when you were just making newspapers or magazines, you didn't know how many people really read it. Like, yeah, you knew who bought it, et cetera, but you didn't know what was resonating, what articles, et cetera. They kind of dictated information, and then people reacted to information. So they could kind of dictate the feeling of the public. You know, like
but then isn't the content now more reflective of how the people are feeling?
Yes, 100%, 100%. And before you could propagandize way better, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we gotta go to war. Okay, all the media companies, let's get on the same page about why this is important. Yada yada yada. What I'm just saying is that I think human beings in general have a more like catastrophic thinking when it comes to the world and outlook. It's more rare for us to be like hopeful and optimistic, and I think that's why like when specific, figures like an Obama and these like, or like even Mamdani, these like incredibly charismatic, optimistic people come on. You see religious figures also do this, right? Where it's just like you see a lot of like I don't know how you feel about them, but like the wealth preachers, like you're going to be rich, type of, and it's like it's intoxicating in a lot of ways because it's a break from the catastrophic thinking that is probably more ingrained into our like primal nature.
Yeah.
Like we're always worried about how things are going to go bad because that's how you stay alive. So I try to, like, when I see trends on the internet, I try to go, okay, is this real, or are these people just creating what is going to feed off the fear and insecurities of the audience?
Gotcha. And you're not worried at all?
No, I of course I have those worries, but I try to like talk back the worries.
Gotcha.
So I'm not just reading things that confirm my concerns. I'm not as catastrophic as like maybe some, where it's just like, yeah, I think like the global economy is so intertwined that like, I think right now, like
even when these billionaires are building bunkers and the people that are working at the tech places that are creating this fucking AI are trying to warn you like, yo, guys, this is going to like collapse.
That shit is scary.
Like that shit doesn't.
That shit is scary.
Yeah.
That shit is scary. And then I'll like ask ChatGPT an easy question and it'll get it wrong. And I'll be like, nah, we got a few years. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, is it going to take over the world or does it not know, the difference between red and green?